Happy Wine Wednesday. Want to show to you one of the fastest soup recipes I like to make on a regular basis. You can time it. It literally takes me maybe 5-10 minutes at most. So let's have a look at the ingredients. I love soup noodles. The reason why is it's comforting, especially after a rough night, and it's very easy to make and nutritious. You hear soup and you imagine, well, it's gonna take a long time to make the broth. In fact, it doesn't have to be. So here are the ingredients. We've got sugar, we've got chicken powder, salt, and we've got shallot oil. This bottle that I'm using was actually from one of our Wine Wednesday. There was a rosé inside, and because it has this type of top, it's reusable. So I take a bunch of shallots and then I cook them in this oil. It adds such a great flavor. And if you don't have shallot oil, or you don't know how to make it, or you don't want to make it, just heat up vegetable oil. Heat it up and it'll change a bit of color and add a bit of flavor. So just use regular vegetable oil if you don't have homemade shallot oil. And we have sesame oil, we have shrimp, we have instant noodles, we have sliced fatty beef. Fat is flavor, of course. We have mozzarella cheese, cilantro, green onion, and chili. But first, let's get the soup up and running. The water is boiling. And we're gonna throw in a few slices of ginger, a bit of sugar, two spoons, chicken powder, 2 spoons as well. Eyeball it always, okay? And salt. Because we're building it from base, you need to put a little bit more salt in order to get that flavor. So while that's cooking, the next step, throw our instant noodles in. That's gonna take a few minutes to cook. And then if you grab something to stir with, actually I have these tongs here. So we'll give this a few minutes for the noodles to get a little bit soft. So the noodles have been boiling for about 2 minutes, and it's time to put the shrimps in. I don't like my noodles too overcooked. We like it al dente, as they call it. So let's throw the shrimps in. And the shrimps will take a few minutes as well. And then once that's ready, we're gonna start to plate it. So the shrimps are almost ready. And you want to cook everything just right. Even for shrimps, you don't want to overcook or they become too rubbery. But we didn't try our broth yet. Now that we have the shrimp and the noodles starting to come together, let's try the broth. That's good. It's missing a bit of the shallot oil. So this is, at this stage, this is where we put it in. It's good enough. That will give it that nice flavor that we're looking for, the nice onion leaf flavor. So let's take this off, put it right here, and we will start our plating. Over here. I told you it doesn't take long to cook. The longest part is just waiting for the water to cook, essentially waiting it to boil. Okay, and now I'm gonna grab the broth and also catch some shrimps into it, like so. Okay, now we fill about half, now that we've got some noodles, some soup in it, and then we put this beef here. Some of you are thinking, well, it's raw beef, Ray. I'm not gonna eat raw beef. Well, they're so thin, they will instantly cook once it touches the hot broth. So I'll put a few here. Put it around, and I'm gonna wipe my hand. So now we have the sliced beef here. We're gonna pour our broth over it, and then you'll see some magic happen. The beef will just cook. There's no magic in there. So I like having a few ginger slices in there. It adds a bit of flavor. So now we have the broth in the soup, so it's really starting to come together. And next, we'll put mozzarella cheese. It seems weird, but it's not, and it blends really, really weird. So what it does is it makes the broth creamier, and then you have the beauty of mozzarella cheese. And then to end it off, we put some cilantro here on the side. Gives it a nice fresh flavor, and then some fresh green onion as well. This is optional, of course, but I love spicy. So I'm gonna add a few of these Thai chilies. So let's go over here and we'll have a closer look. And before we dig in, it is Wine Wednesday. I want to pair it with this nice bottle of French over here. So give me a second to open this. So here we are. Oh no, I broke a piece off, so let me save the cork. That's embarrassing. It was only a small piece, so I didn't get any of the cork in there. Still gonna save it in my collection. Now let's have a taste of this wine. Enough. Needs a little time to breathe, but let's see how it tastes right off the bat. Very nice. Now let's dig in to the soup noodle, our main feature. I have to grab a spoon, I'll be right back. So here it is. So as you can see, the cheese, it's beautifully melted in with the noodles. And then the beef, if we need to cook more, just splash into the soup some more. So it's fully cooked. So I'm gonna make sure we have the perfect first bite. So we got a bit of beef, a bit of the noodle, and of course I want to taste the soup again. The soup is perfect. Let's see how this tastes like. I got some of the chili as well. That fatty beef is so good. And when you're eating soup noodles, you have to slurp because it actually brings in flavor. If you're out in public, maybe you don't want to slurp as loud. If you're home, it doesn't matter. So, yeah, I gotta eat this. Thank you for watching. Live to eat, not eat to live. I always forget an ingredient. It's not the most vital ingredients I always forget, but it does add that extra notch of flavor, is put a drop of sesame oil. It brings a nice nutty flavor component into the dish. And that's all you need. And the wine, because I made that mistake to forget, I'll taste it right now. It's breathed out a little bit more. And you see how fast it was to make, and you gotta try it. Wow, this is really nice, and I'm pretty sure it will pair very well with noodle. Thanks again, take care.